Well, it just keeps getting worse and worse for the woke left as they continue to try and rewrite history and insert an alternate reality. And really, I guess, I don't know what the woke left and then like the dissident right, is that what you would call it? The people on the right that have now switched up their grift to pretend like they were never supporting Trump and that they were never Republicans. And now they're just a good old fashioned down the middle person so that they don't lose any subscribers, whatever the case is. Whoever those people are, they're on the same team, which means I'm against them. All right. This is a absolutely bananas breakdown that shatters all narratives that the left is trying to push forward about, they're using their full machine. They have Kimmel. They have all these people. They're trying to find a way to rewrite history, and it's just not working. And I'm absolutely so thankful to have all of you here. And I'm so thankful that we get to share this with each other. A huge shout out, by the way, to this video sponsor, Rumble Wallet. They can freeze your account, shut off your cards, lock you out of your own money overnight. Banks don't protect you, they control you. That's why real financial freedom starts with ownership. Introducing Rumble Wallet, a non-custodial wallet built for people who refuse to give up control. With Rumble Wallet, you don't just buy digital currency like Bitcoin and Tether, you actually own Tether Gold, real gold on the blockchain. Through Tether Gold, you get direct ownership of physical gold bars, each one fully allocated, verifiable by serial number, purity, and weight. This isn't paper gold, this isn't an IOU, this is real gold without bank vaults, storage fees, or gatekeepers. You can buy, sell, or move it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even when traditional gold markets are closed. And if you want, Tether Gold can be redeemed for physical gold. That's real power. And when you support creators on Rumble, you can tip them directly using Rumble Wallet, peer-to-peer and outside the banking system. No permission, no middlemen, no cancel button. The wallet is yours forever. So get it today. I use it. I actually own some. It's the first time I think I've ever owned any of the various crypto stuff. And it's kind of fun. Now, so we know that the left and then the dissident right have been trying to say, oh, the TPUSA thing didn't beat the Super Bowl numbers. Get wrecked, fools. You're right, it didn't. Everybody knows that. Outside of a little clickbaity titles or, this, that, and the other thing, there's not a lot like to really be unhappy about. It did great. But there's now reported that Bad Bunny lost the most viewership from the second quarter to the halftime performance in the history of the Super Bowl. Halftime viewership typically grows. He lost 10 million viewers on NBC. This is a disaster for the NFL, but most left-wing sports media won't cover it. The ratings is from Sports Report. This is an unbiased piece of data. I mean, who wouldn't want to tune in for this,
No. Tengo una mañana otra.
No.
Pero no hay voz. Y me pregunto si tengo mucha novia.
Puerto Rico. I mean, who could imagine not tuning into that? Jay-Z and his company have chosen the Super Bowl halftime performer since 2019. Incidentally, there hasn't been a single white headliner since 2019. Eminem did appear 2022 alongside 4 black artists. Notable difference in the genre's performance represented over the year. Bad Bunny, Kendrick Lamar, Usher, Rihanna, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, The Weeknd, Maroon 5 was 2019, and Justin Timberlake. He's just picking the most popular people. Actually, not true. SCA, I don't know who that is, 24 million. Morgan Wallen, Justin Bieber, Olivia. I mean, there's all sorts of people who are well more popular than were picked. They're picking to push an agenda. Now, people are saying, Jeremy, give me the data. Do not redeem this without the data. Give me the data. So I will give you the data. All right. So now all of the official ratings are out. All of the official data is out. So we can look at it. First, we had Samba TV. Now we have Nielsen. All right. So again, this shatters the narrative and it is absolutely embarrassing. Data is in and the winner of the big game is America. The Super Bowl viewer data just dropped and it confirms what a lot of people saw in real time. The Super Bowl live audience cratered at halftime bigly. Quick context. Nielsen produces modeled national household estimates using panel data and device feeds. They cite about 45 million households and 75 million devices. It's important to understand that Nielsen isn't doing a literal head count. It's a statistically weighted projection and informed estimate. Samba TV, however, gathers data from smart TVs to observe actual tuning in behavior. Minute by minute, 111 million households, 517 million devices. Different methodology, but it's closer to direct observation of what TVs are actually doing. Nielsen reported that Super Bowl peaked at 137.8 million viewers in the late second quarter. The halftime averaged 128.2. That is a 9.6 million viewer drop, entering what is often the peak viewing point of the broadcast. Samba's minute-by-minute data is even more damning. Viewership peaked at the end of the second quarter, then dipped to 88% of the peak when Bad Bunny took stage. That's a 12% collapse at halftime. It's incredibly hard to get people to change the channel during a major broadcast, even harder to do so during the Super Bowl. Well, yeah, I mean, when you're watching the Super Bowl, you're just kind of watching the Super Bowl. You're not, I mean, what are you supposed to do? I mean, even if you don't like the halftime show, that's when you're getting up and you're getting that delicious party sub, you're getting that meatball sub, you're getting that guac, you're getting that slow cooked, you're hitting that brisket. That's when people eat at halftime, right? So why are you going to change the channel just to eat? I get that. Yet the TP USA All-American Halftime Show reportedly drew 11 million live households and potentially over 45 million viewers. To put that in perspective, the Dancing with the Stars finale had just 5 million households. American Idol finale, 4.1. NBA Finals Game 7, 9.1. It was bigger than all of those. Outside of the Super Bowl, those are among the largest television viewing events in history in all of the country. The All-American Halftime Show eclipsed all of them. This is massive. TPUSA was never trying to beat the Super Bowl. That framing is laughable. However, it did show that the Super Bowl isn't a captive monoculture moment anymore. America wants better options. That's why what I said, like, next year, I'm going to do something special, maybe a special collab, something, and I'm going to release it during halftime of the Super Bowl. I've got to make it big. If it's going to be during halftime, it's got to be something interesting. But I think more content creators, not just TPUSA, should continue to, give people something to throw on their phones during halftime. Be like, hey, do me a favor, shut off the TV for this 10 minutes. I promise you won't miss the game. Just to try and encourage more people to tune out. Like, if that's what I would tell TPUSA, like, hey, turn off the TV. We'll tell you when the game starts again. You don't have to hang out afterwards. That kind of thing. Just to really take a bigger bite. Watch out, the next Super Bowl, it's only getting bigger from here. So here we have the actual data, right? Look what happened. This is halftime. Massive tune out. And it basically never recovered. Other than a bunch of Seattle bandwagon fans coming in after halftime after realizing they were already winning. I mean, and you could see Boston tuning out because, their team was losing. I understand that. But also America tuning out. Like, the Super Bowl peaked and then it dropped into oblivion at halftime. Now you might be thinking, Jeremy, isn't that normal? Well, guess what? It isn't. Grok answers. Typically, Super Bowl halftime viewership does not drop significantly. It often peaks or stays stable as people tune in for the show. Over the last 5 years, 2022 to 2026, per Nielsen data, most years showed a 0% drop from the peak of halftime, except in 2026, this year, with a 7% drop, 137.8 to 128.2 across all available data. Oops. So it's verifiable that this was because of Bad Bunny. This is not one of those things. Again, here, let's look at the sports report. It was the second most watched Super Bowl with the highest peak viewership ever and the fourth most Super Bowl halftime show. Yeah, again, it wasn't like the entire country was going to tune out. Even hardcore conservatives weren't going to like turn off the TV if they were having people over or, they were at, doing whatever. I guess ultra hardcores who wanted to take part in, you know, the TPUSA All-American halftime show, they would turn it off or switch the channel. But I bet you there's a lot of people that watch the All-American halftime show that just muted the game, never even turned off the TV. Okay. So it isn't, you know, 7 million people that tuned in who weren't watching the Super Bowl. The data shows, supports, and confirms that these people left the main broadcast to go watch the other broadcast. Again, it's worse than we thought. NFL lost nearly half of their audience during the halftime show. Now, this is according to Samba. You know, Samba is better than Nielsen because it's real-time monitoring. But I mean, almost half of Super Bowl watchers tuned out of Bad Bunny. Again, this is according to Samba, which is more direct, but it does not cover as much as Nielsen. So to be totally fair, like the Nielsen ratings are probably, you know, more encompassing. But you see this, based on my understanding of the data, Bad Bunny lost a bigger percentage of the Super Bowl viewership from the end of the second quarter than has ever happened before. The NFL has an interesting dilemma. I'm trying to court new fans versus alienating the base. I mean, again, I think the whole movement next year should be like, look, I'm not going to shame you for watching the biggest night in sports. All right. It brings in the most casual fans. I think that's the wrong approach. I think the approach should be from content creators like me. God willing, I'll still have an audience at next year's Super Bowl, hopefully. And I will tell my viewers at that time, hey, I'm not asking you to not watch a Super Bowl. I'm just saying, tune out at halftime. This is our time. This is our time to support America. This is our time to fight back against woke nonsense and really kind of tell the NFL that, look, bring back some good, wholesome entertainment and we'll tune back in. But if they continue to double down and they want to pick another woke, degenerate side halftime performer, and maybe the damage is already done, to be honest with you. We'll have to wait and see. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, please subscribe or follow down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.